he runs a bank. Well, I think like the banker because I know where he's coming from. And that's the advantage of having the experience I've had in those markets, being able to tell what's important to these people and why they're doing what they're doing.
Now, Bob, I want to talk about Iran here in a moment after we go to this short clip. But I want to discuss after Iran false flag events because the top Israeli intelligence officers come out and said Pearl Harbor-style attack will be pretext for war on Iran. Jerusalem Post article implies U.S. will stage provocation to justify military assault because of the fact that we've exposed false flags, provocateur events, frame-ups, self-inflicted wounds, inside jobs. That's now entered the nomenclature out there. And so that damages the tool, but it's still such a good tool for governments. I want to get your take on whether or not they'll use it. But I just wanted to use an example from popular culture here. This is from the movie V for Vendetta, where the detectives who are outside of the internal security police are going to meet with a doctor who was at this prison camp where they were doing medical experiments to find out why everybody involved in it is being killed by the hero V. And, of course, really the doctor's been dead for a while anyways. It's V dressed up like the doctor. But here they are discussing a fictional false flag. The reason I use a fictional false flag to illustrate real false flags, a lot of people have walls built in their minds where they can't discuss a real false flag like Gulf of Tonkin or 9/11 or Operation Ajax because there's too much emotion involved. But if it's in a movie, you can understand how the government stages an event to not just create fear, but also make money on the cure. And that's undoubtedly where all this is going with the New York Times article, Engineer Doomsday, with all these airborne pathogens, bird flu, mouse pox, swine flu that kill over 90% of those that come in contact with it. And the government's ordering this brood up by the thousands of gallons all over the country. And it's not because they want to play patty cake, folks. Now, there it is from a movie. But, Bob, what do you make of all these reports that we talked about a decade ago, but now are admitted, where they're producing, according to the Baltimore Sun, thousands of gallons at 36 facilities across the country of every airborne weaponized mega death weapon you could ever imagine. Ebola, mouse-pox, multiple flus, and then admitting it. And they're just sitting there on and obviously they're thinking about releasing it and blaming it on Al-Qaeda or other affiliated imaginary mythical Easter Bunny groups. I mean, you can see what they're getting ready for, Bob.
Well, it's total war, and that would take the population down considerably. And it would also put people in a position, even if they wanted to, because of their illnesses, even if they didn't die, to be able to challenge whatever authority was in place. And so, I can see them doing such things as diabolical as they are.
Yeah, well, listen, folks, there's a very good chance, whether it's this year or 10 years from now, I've read all the eugenics documents, the globalist proof of what they're planning, all the preconditioning. I'm telling you that they're planning to do this. It's in the cards. When will they play the card? I don't know. But this is their big ace in the hole. And so just remember out there, some of you, if we don't turn this around now, when you lose your family or whatever, just remember who really did it. And remember, I warned you, the wages of not waking up is death. Bob Chapman.
That is a cold, hard fact. And if we do not get Ron Paul in office, we can expect those kind of things are going to happen, along with a lot of other terrible things. And so that's our job. This is the last shot of doing everything legally, because after that, everything is going to degenerate. Is there going to be a war? Of course. But when? I don't think anybody knows.
Well,
we see them playing games with their big ships now, and we've seen the banking system shut off to Iran. We've seen their clients who buy oil from them being told that they can't use their oil. That's warfare.
Yeah, I mean, it's on. I mean, it's on. And then we're still having a debate about whether a war has already started when they're admittedly blowing up bases inside Iran, Bob.
That's right. They had the temerity to blow up people in the middle of the city, scientists who were working on the nuclear project just a couple of days ago.
Off the charts insane. Stay there, Bob. We got to come back with calls in the next 2 segments. We'll do 5 minutes of overdrive today. But I've studied the thing. Well, I'll tell you about when we get back.
Do you suffer from low-functioning adrenal?
I have studied the whole infrastructure of the globalists, their quotes, their plans, their whole world government. I mean, they say, we had Aaron in here a couple days ago reading the quotes, that once the world government's in place, they're going to release weaponized Ebola and mousepox and kill all of us. I mean, they've got underground bunkers everywhere, seed vaults. They're screwing up all the major seed lines with GMO. And they're producing all this weaponized garbage and having it in level 2 facilities everywhere. And it's not for defense. They admit it's offensive, while they parade around trying to shoot us up with deadly vaccines that already have soft kills in them. But they're moving out of the just giving us cancer and everything. They're moving into just felling everybody. I mean, with mousepox, you're talking about 99% kill rate. Airborne Ebola, 94, 95. This H1N1 garbage, weaponized. Bird flu, 91, 92. I mean, you're talking about 9 out of 10 people on your street dead. And you're talking about psycho killers who'll do it. They want to move into a new system. And the whole time they're killing everybody, they're going to be on TV posing as the saviors. And, of course, then they'll roll out with the little minions and give them the vaccines that actually cure them. And all the rest of us will just get death. And even those that do get the other shot is going to have a sterilant in it. Bob Chapman, did you think this is a nightmare vision I'm putting out, or from your research, is it accurate as one of the cards in their fist?
It's certainly accurate, and these plans go back to during World War II and then afterward, and what they found out from their allies as well as enemies of these kinds of things to deal with people. This has been an ongoing thing. It's diabolical. When I was involved, I never got involved in anything like that. So I only learned what I learned recently, and in the last 20 years, so to speak.
Yeah, you mean when you were in intelligence? Let's jam in a few.
I was in a different area.
Let's go to Jeff in North Carolina. You're on the air with Bob Chapman. Go ahead.
Call seems like a North Carolina day. I know you're going to close out the show here, so I'll try to go quick and get your opinion on a couple of things. Again, thanks, guys, and thanks for everything you're doing.
Thank you.
I know, I just want to real quick, I've been in the media for quite some time and have been doing quite a bit, as much as I can, given the resources and the time I have as well, to combat the delusions descending upon humanity. But real quick, on the Andy Griffith show, there was an episode years ago where I think the president was coming through Mayberry, and I distinctly remember there's a shot of a guy standing on the sidewalk in downtown Mayberry kind of protesting, and he's holding up a big sign, and it either says down with the gold standard or no to the gold standard. So I just thought I'd bring that point up real quick. But
so a little propaganda against gold. Oh, no, undoubtedly there was some in there as well. I was talking to one of my guys who shows it to his kids, and he says, yeah, it's one of the better shows, but it's got propaganda in it as well. Do you have any questions or comments for myself or Bob?
Yeah, I wanted to ask you, gentlemen, both, if you ever heard of the capstone, the concept for capstone concept for joint operations.
The capstone concept. I mean, is that unified command?
Yeah, it's a COG, and basically it's a government document you can find on the internet, and it's capstone as in the capstone over the pyramid on the back of the dollar. But it's the plan of how they're going to subvert the American people and trick them into accepting militarization of the streets of America.
No, I haven't seen that. What do I Google? Capstone COG?
Just capstone concept for joint operations, and you'll find
Guys, capstone concept for joint operations. Capstone concept for joint operations. We'll look into that. Thank you so much. We're gonna get Bob's brief take on that. The main show's over, but we're audio stream and video stream at Infowars.com and Prisonplanet.tv. We're gonna come back for 5 more minutes, get Bob's take on that, take a call or two from folks that have been holding the longest, Erica and others. We'll be right back. Stay with us. Okay, final segment, little addendum of overdrive here. I'm trying to get to your calls, but Bob had so many great points and all those clips. Erica in Oklahoma, you're on the air.
Hello?
Hi.
Hi, Alex. I wanted to ask you about, you'd mentioned something about prescriptions and shots. Like, I got a call from the Center of Disease Control, and they sent me all this stuff in the mail. They want to know if my child's up to date on shots.
Yeah, there's massive harassment by the feds of just everybody trying to force hundreds of new shots on people. And you go to the grocery store, there's signs everywhere. You go to the drugstore, they're in your face, pushing it on you. Because people are waking up statistically to the vaccines, so now they're upping the propaganda. Bob, you want to comment on this?
Yeah, I understand that some of the stores are giving discounts if you'll take shots.
Yeah, that's because they care about you, Bob.
Yeah, they really do.
Yeah.
And they'd love to give me some shots, probably 45s. But, yeah, the people are waking up to it. There's absolutely no question. And they're having to shove it down people's throats. And that's, you know, that's what this young lady has received here is really unusual. There's a great deal of work and cost that goes. Well,
I did see it about a couple months ago, actually. It is new news, but in fact, guys, type it in real fast. Centers for Disease Control now is going to people's houses, not just sending a mail, and then they're funding locals to do it as well, and like demanding you take shots. A few months ago, I played a news clip where they come to the door and they say, "We're here to shoot your daughter up," and the lady tells them where they can go. But man, they're just trying to trick you into filling that out. I would put that in the circular, or you could scan it in and email it to tips@infowars.com, and we'll do an article on it. I mean, it's already out there, but it's always good to see the document.
I told them that I just lied and told them I didn't have any children here because I refuse to give my children shots if they don't need them.
All right, ma'am, I'm not going to tell you what to do, and I'm not going to say you're wrong, but it's best to never lie. You don't have to answer government questions, and it's just best to never even, you know, in fact, you never filled anything out, nothing ever even happened. I mean, I would not fill anything out of these miscreant scum, okay? You just want to make sure your daughter gets cancer or your son gets cancer. I mean, and they use taxpayer money to pay for it. I mean, look, I've had census at my door saying, "You'll tell me about your stocks and bonds and your toilet." You know, I got the long form, and I said, "You will get off my front porch or I'm going to remove you." I'm not, and they said, "Well, you know, this is against the law." And I said, "No, it's not, scumbag. It's called the 4th and 5th Amendment. Now get off my porch." They're trying to peck at us until we submit. Hey, we're going to stick our hands down your pants at the airport. Hey, you're going to fill out all these forms for us. No, they're a bunch of trash. You see what I'm saying, ma'am?
Yes, I do.
I appreciate your call. Yeah. Back it up right here. Back it up. They actually found the clip. Turn the audio up. They found it. Here it is from the Infowars.com article with the video from the local news in California. Here it is.
Offering the Tdap vaccine to meet a new state mandate. News 10's Natalie Sens tagged along and has our story.
Hello, how are you, ma'am?
Hi.
My name's Heyman Matlock with the Thomas Unified School District.
It's not easy going door to door, making sure students are vaccinated.
Your daughter is on independent study.
Yes.
Kayla, has she been verified with her Tdap?
No.
Okay. We were coming today to give her a Tdap if she hasn't had it done yet.
Get the off my house.
Now look, that's everything. That's total color of law saying it's a mandate, which isn't a law. It's like, we're control freaks, we say so. But now they passed a law where they give your child the shot without even telling you at home. It's just California is a Soviet empire, Nazi-loving, scumbag, criminal, destroyed area. But Bob Chapman, final comments on that.
You spent 36 years there, and I escaped in 1994. And you're absolutely correct.
But I mean, Bob, it's total color of law. They just show up and say, we're going to give her a shot and try to go in the house. There's no law. It's pure con artist. Bob Chapman, Lord willing, we'll see you back.
They don't love us anymore, that's for sure.
Oh, they care about us, Bob. Bob, it was great having you on with us, and we'll talk to you again soon, my friend.
Gotcha. Bye-bye.
See you next Friday. All right, see you back this Sunday, listeners, 4 to 6.